People need to know, I'm shouting from the rooftops, marriage works. And I will say I am married to a good man. Because I've heard women tell you, you can't say that your husband is good. All men are the same. No, please, no, all men are not the same. Me, I have a good one. And God did not just create one. He's created many. So, yeah.
Wait for yours.
I find it is very easy to submit when you have a good leader. I don't struggle because he leads us in such a trusted and steady way. Both the husband and the wife have to work on their part. I mean, the wife has to know that they can submit, but also the husband has to be someone who is easy to submit to, because you have to show that you have your stuff together.
What if my friends are single?
Then I wouldn't take marriage advice from them. No, it's not like they cannot give you advice, but they can give you advice maybe in other areas. But when it comes to marriage, I feel like I would want to get that from someone whose marriage I admire. You tell me. It is no shame to get help. Get help. Get help wherever you can get help, as long as it is helpful help. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. You're not the first couple to get married. People have been getting married all along, and they have gone through difficulties, and they have solved those difficulties. And success leaves clues. If this person went through this, and this is what they did, and they overcame it, then
you can.
You can.
A very good morning to you and a warm welcome to LNS Rebuilding series. My name is Lynn Ngugi. Now, before we even get further into this conversation, I want to read you something my guest posted on her Insta story. Alikuwa amejaribu kukatati, that's not me, lakini as you can see on your screen, there is a photo, someone in socks, a remote, and she had said, having deep conversations with this man is the ultimate self-care for me. So much wisdom, so many good ideas. We love these quiet moments when we have the whole house to ourselves and all is finally quiet. Thoughts are shared and vulnerability reigns. Love lives here. Ni wewe ama si wewe?
Huyo sio mimi.
Huyo si wewe. Gojea, we are coming back, and I was just going through her Insta story, and for me, I know her to be an amazing content creator. This woman will make sure that you change your mindset about your body, your health, shopping, kila kitu. But when I saw this and the way she has conversations with her man, who by the way brought her on set and he's right there cheering her on, I was like, why can't I invite her so that she may take us through her marriage story? And I asked her, what would you want us to talk about? And the first thing she said is, Lynn, I believe the family is under attack. We are so much used to seeing marriages break, this and this and this, but she wants to tell people marriage works. Marriage is not a scam, and if you put in the right amount of work, then you're going to enjoy a lot of years with your partner. I'm about to let her introduce herself, but isisemekane ikusemwa. We are at 700k subscribers, so asanteni sana. God is good. Thank you so much for supporting. Wacha niache story mob. Without further ado, allow me to let this woman introduce herself. Good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
It's a flower affair.
It's just because we are bright girls.
We are bright girls, Mine is Wild by Murugi, not an ad.
Okay.
But I just love the fact that she creates things for plus size women.
It's beautiful.
Yako, Naomi Campbell.
Oh,
I'm playing with you. Please introduce yourself, my dear.
Hi, hey. My name is Suzy. Yes. I am a mother and a wife. I've been married for 11 and a half years.
Yeah.
We have 4 kids, and we also have a full-time job.
Yes.
And I have a business, and I'm also on YouTube. Yeah,
and you're teaching people how to shop on a budget.
I am teaching people how to shop on a budget. I am teaching just women how to make motherhood magical. Yes. I feel that the family is under attack.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I am raising an army of women who will rise up and fight for their families, fight for their marriages, fight for their children. Because, it's the bedrock of society.
Yes.
Once the family breaks down, then the society just breaks down. And it only takes a parent, a mother and a father, a marriage should decide, okay, our story is going to be different. Let's be intentional. And if we can have pockets of families that are being intentional and working on everything, then slowly by slowly, I believe society is going to change.
Okay. How is the feedback you're getting from your circle of women who are subscribing to your school of thought?
Oh, they love it. They love it. And I just like the fact, initially I was a bit shy. Oh, let me not talk about marriage. Let me talk, I just want to show people how to cook. But then I'm like, at the end of the day, what's the use of cooking a very good meal if there's no one to eat it, or the people who are eating are upset, they're not talking to each other, the kids don't even want to be there. So I was like, let's be a bit more real and encourage people, because the narrative out there is that marriage fails. Men are terrible, men are evil, we don't want to be married, I don't need a man. So I'm like, no, it's time to
change the narrative. I appreciate that. I appreciate your vulnerability. But first things first, I want to give you your flowers before we can move into the marriage journey. I love your YouTube channel.
With only 10 ingredients and about 5 minutes of your time, you can have the most delicious, moist chocolate cake of your life.
I've even commented a few times and I'm like,
and also excited.
You are doing amazing, and I've seen you grow from one point to another, and the thoughtful conversations you're having, also the way you are trying to keep thriving and keep pushing yourself, it's making me happy. When I see you win, when I see you be in meetings where the change makers, are, when I see you on these YouTube platforms, it makes me really happy. So take your flowers.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I feel like for content creators, it can be a bit tough, especially when you don't have an army of other content creators cheering you on.
Very true.
But me, I just want you to know you're doing amazing. So guys, even before we get to her marriage journey, if there's one thing I want you guys to do for me, the name that is appearing on your screen, post this video, move to her channel, subscribe. Then when you go back and maybe the content is not for you, unsubscribe. But right now, just go and hit the subscription box for me. That's out of the way now.
Thank you so much. And congratulations on 700,000 subs.
It's been a journey.
You'll be in 1 million in no time.
I love that. I said it was personal for me because 700K for me, 7 is a number of restoration. So I'm just seeing God showing off here and there, restoring things that have been broken here. People just see content. They don't know behind the scenes you've cried alone. They don't know behind the scenes umekosa pesa. They do not know behind the scenes umeachwa kwa mata. So for me, it's a number that is very personal for me. But not about me today. Before Akina Jedimun, Bella, Kaswiti tell me, Lynn, let's go to you. When you see your husband sitting right there, cheering you on every step of the way, what effect does that have on you?
Wow. I feel loved. I feel accepted. I feel that, my gosh, let me tell you, it is such a good feeling. And my husband and I talk about this. It is such a good feeling to sit and say, I made the right decision. Like, choosing a life partner is not easy. And it's not something that anyone should take lightly. And I try to tell people this, don't take it lightly. This is something, hopefully no one gets married that they want their marriage to fail. So this is something that's going to be with you 50, 60, 70 years, depending on how long you live. So it is such a nice feeling to sit back and say, I made the right choice. Like, I chose well. And this dude chose me and he chose well. And if I would go back, I would marry him 1,000,001 times over and over again. Because it's been, I don't know, people say, oh my gosh, marriage is hard. And marriage is hard, but hard, what's wrong with hard? There's nothing, we live in such a, don't get me started, oh my gosh.
No, let's get you started.
Because we live in a society, people don't want hard. No, I want soft life. Baby girl, you have to work at marriage, and it is hard work. You have to work on yourself. You have to work on knowing what marriage is, what God expects of marriage. We are Christians, for me and my husband, and we want to have the authority on marriage tell us this is the idea I have for marriage. And it is not easy, it is hard. But everything that is worthwhile is hard. It's going to take hard work. Building this amazing channel was hard.
A lot of hard work.
So I don't know why people don't want hard anymore. just the fact that it's hard doesn't mean it's not worth it. Doesn't mean it's not going to bear fruit. Doesn't mean that you're not going to look back and go like, oh my gosh, thank God I went through that. Thank God I worked. Thank God I read books on marriage. Thank God we had that difficult discussion and came to this conclusion. Because now my husband and I can sit and say, oh my goodness, yeah, man, I would choose you over and over again. Yeah,
you know, let's get to how you met him, because for me, I'm very intentional with understanding why did you decide to settle for this person, right? And then there's that love, the butterflies, the oh, he's cute, he's everything, and then there's now you guys moving in together and now starting to experience things you thought, okay, this is a shock for me, and how you navigated, and how 11 years later, 4 kids later, you are still able to say, I would choose my man over and over again.
We go to the same church, all right? But I didn't know him, he didn't know me, but he was my big brother's friend. So they were in the same Bible study. We call them cell groups. And now my big bro was getting married, so the guys in his Bible study were coming to help. And then now we had the committee meeting. So see now me, I'm there because I'm my bro's sister, and then his buddies from church have come, and that's how I met. That's how we met each other. Okay. We didn't really even talk, but I'm telling you, goosebumps. The minute I saw him, I just felt God asked me, where is this man's wife? I don't know why. And it was like, oh, okay, well, interesting, good for him. Whatever, she's fine. Maybe God was telling me this is going to be, I don't know. Yes. Anyway, we started talking, and I was very, very intentional about dating, because I've grown up seeing my mom has really been very instrumental in who I am, and she's told me the importance of marriage, marrying the right person and everything. I always say if I grow up to be half the woman my mom is, oh my goodness.
Your mom had those conversations with you?
Yes. Okay, since I was 6 years old.
Talk to us about that part.
My mom, oh my gosh, my mom she's been very instrumental in who I am. And her marriage was not easy. It was hard initially. But she was the rock that held our family together, in the sense of I've never had her say anything bad about my dad, despite the fact that they had their own problems. But it's not like she was sugarcoating. She would go like, yeah, your dad is going through this, but you know what? We're going to give him time. It happens, and we will talk about it, but we are not going to disrespect him. And we are not going to be nasty towards him. This is what he's going through. It is sort of a him problem. And so she taught me that it is possible to go through hard things and still be joyful, still be hopeful, still loving and praising God. God, it's not God's fault that things are difficult. In fact, it is God who's going to help us to go through this. And and eventually, thank God, my dad got the help that he needed, and he is right now, he's amazing, and we just thank God for that. But it was a journey. And so because of her, I've grown up now just seeing that it is possible to go through hard things and be patient, and there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. So she would talk to me about boys since I was 6. And everything, as in like she wasn't sugarcoating, this is Nini. And she would tell me these are the mistakes I made when I was young, don't do this, which I really appreciate. My mom never sugarcoats her problems. She's like, I did this wrong, and that's why I'm in this situation. So do better, learn from me and everything. So because of that, I came into the dating scene being very intentional. Yes. And being very willing and eager to learn about. Before I even met my husband, I was preparing for marriage for like 4 years, because I knew that's what I wanted to do when I grew up. I've always known I wanted to be a wife and a mother. I didn't know what I was going to do for career, but I was like, I'm going to be a wife and a mother, and that's the most important thing to me. So I would read Christian books about marriage. I would talk to people who are married, talk to people whose marriages I admire. Because sometimes I also feel like we listen to the wrong people. So don't get marriage advice from someone who hates her husband, or whose marriage is not working, or who is, as much as they might, it depends on where you want to go. As much as they might help you in some ways, I'd feel like it's more important to pour into yourself where you want to go more than where you don't want to go. And then it's going to help you to sort of like tailor your life. So then she would talk to me and all that, and I read a lot of books, and so yeah.
Yeah. By the time you met your husband, you were very aware.
Yes.
You knew what you wanted. Do you feel like that's what majority of us don't do? We don't know what we want. We fall into something, but did we really want it? How prepared was I for it? Or should we just let love happen and then we learn through our mistakes?
I feel like it's not that we don't know what we want. I feel like it's like we want sort of the wrong things. Because, oh my gosh, I want a rich man who has everything together. I want to be treated like a baby girl. I want his money to be ours and my money to be mine. You know, I want to have kids, but I don't want my life to change. I just want to remain the same. I want to get married, but I want my life to remain the same. So I feel like maybe we go into it somewhat unprepared, but more so with the wrong goals.
With the selfish expectation.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to you meeting your person. How was the conversation? Like, who asked who out? And how did things transition?
Well, we were very slow because he was also very intentional. So we took time. Initially we started sending emails. I don't even know how we got each other email addresses. Let me tell you.
Yes.
And when I think about it now, it sounds funny. But because I travel a lot, we couldn't talk so much on phone. So he would send me an email, and I was like, I'm going to respond on Wednesday. And every Wednesday, I would respond to his email, and then he would write to me, like, I think it was on a Friday or whatever.
Yes.
I don't know how we came up with that schedule.
Wednesday and Friday.
But for me, it was like, I'm not going to be too eager. Because initially I'm like, okay, he sent today or today's Friday. So Friday evening, I'm responding. I'm like, this dude has to wait for me.
Yes.
So, I was a bit,
Baby girl.
I had known the mistakes of also sometimes I felt like initially I had been a bit too eager. Oh my gosh, I want this guy to know I like him. But there's a verse that says, guard your heart because it is the wellspring of life. So I really guarded myself. Before I even let this progress any further, I have to make sure that you are the kind of person that would even want to start like officially dating. Well, eventually he asked me for coffee and I was really scared. I didn't know how it was going to go. Yes. But it went very well. And even before he got married, we had such deep conversations. I'm telling you, we planned everything. Like once we got engaged and we thought we want to get married, we would ask each other very deep questions. Like, so he would ask me, so what do you expect from a husband? And me, because I was prepared, I had my list. I expect, and then I would ask him, what do you expect from my wife? And he would tell me, I expect this and this and this. So that by the time we get married, you're not getting surprised.
Yes.
I mean, dude told you he expects A, B, C, D before you got married. So now that you're married,
why do you expect things to change?
Exactly. So we were really slow and very intentional even in the dating phase. And also we worked with a lot of accountability, like from, we have leaders, spiritual leaders, so they would really work with us and help us to make the right decisions and everything. So yeah.
You are surrounded by support.
Yes.
Left, right, and center.
Yes.
But now away from the conversations, the deep conversation, they say even looks matter.
Yes.
So what did you see?
I saw a handsome guy. Yeah. And honestly, I saw a guy who was financially stable. And I think this is very important because I had read somewhere. I told you I read a lot.
Yes.
And because in my mind, I was getting married and I wanted to have kids. I wanted a man who can provide. Now, I was not looking for a rich man. Now, here is where I think sometimes now, even as we are a bit whatever, I was just looking for someone who has enough. And it's very important to know what enough is. Enough is food on the table and someone who we will live comfortably.
Yes.
From his effort and my effort. But then I was like, if it was just him, would we be able to whatever? And that was important for me. And it's the same way. And I feel that sometimes when you see that guys are like, no, you're just looking for a rich man and everything. And well, he was not like rich, but he was okay. I mean, someone who has a stable job, he's in business and he's stable. And for me, that was important. But I feel like it's the same way when a dude is like meeting a chick and everything. For men, looks are very important. And no one ever tells or shames a man for saying, I want a beautiful wife. Like, why do you want to be superficial? You know?
Yes.
So I just feel this is the way we are built. Women want security and men want, you know, for them the
visuals.
Physical. It is important for
so
a man.
People should not go asking women, why are you saying you want a man with money?
Yes.
Because I want security.
Yes, it is important.
The way he's seen these looks, even me, I'm looking at security.
Yes.
Okay.
But however,
I'm not misquoting you. Okay.
Let me just say.
Let me explain.
Yes, please. It is important for a man to be able to provide for his family. But it is also important for us to be cognizant of the fact that we live in different economic times.
Yes, we do.
And I feel like right now, it takes 2 incomes to make things work.
Yes,
okay, so I also feel like we have taken it again a bit to the extreme. I mean, providing means food on the table, roof over our head, clothes, and school fees, basically. But unfortunately, some of us just, want to be like spoiled. I want to stay at home, which is fine. I mean, it depends on your goals for life.
Yes.
But I just feel that we work together. And I love my husband and I work together to the sense of we will sit and we will come up with our financial goals and we will agree that you're good at this. So if you work a bit harder at this, you can bring in this much. And me, I'm good at this. If I work a bit harder here, I can bring in this much, and we're working together. Yeah.
Good. That's nice. No, we are clear there.
Yeah, we are clear.
You'll take the looks as give us security. We are clear. We are clear there. Yeah. So moving on, marriage.
Yes.
I'm assuming you had a wedding.
Yes.
How was that like for you?
It was awesome. Oh my goodness, it was so good.
Yes.
We had so much support from everywhere, from everywhere, and we had a budget. Okay, I look at weddings now and I'm like, I'm so glad I got married 11 years ago because now things are crazy.
Yeah.
But we had a budget, we had invested some money, and we were like, this money by the time we get married is going to whatever. And we had, but then we had friends in a committee from church who were like, you know what, you guys, that will be yours. Let's raise some money for you guys. So they did. It was it was amazing. It was a fantastic day.
You had a good day.
Yes.
Honeymoon.
Best day of my life. Don't get me started. Oh my goodness.
You started, yes.
This man took me to Seychelles for like a week.
Suzy.
Yo.
Yeah, I couldn't have gotten you started.
And then he took me to Indonesia for like 2 weeks. So yes, we had a very good honeymoon.
Hey,
yes.
Sasa utatuachia tu hapo.
We
just sipped. Now we were ready for tea. It was good.
It was memorable. And then we had decided that we were going to take the first 2 years just for ourselves.
Yes.
So we really got to know each other. We traveled a lot. It's so much easier when you don't have kids. You say, let's go to Dubai, and we go for a weekend, we come back. It was really, really nice. Let's go to Bogoria, we go for it
was good.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the 2 years because I feel like sometimes when you get married, next stage, kids.
Yeah.
After 2 months, kids are here.
Yeah.
Why was that space important for you? And what do you think? Like, how did it help your marriage now that you are looking back? How are those 2 years effective in your marriage?
Well, you see, none of us had ever been married before. In fact, I was his first girlfriend. He was my second boyfriend. So we really did not know how to live with somebody.
Yeah.
And I always tell people it's very hard to learn how to be a wife and a mother at the same time, or a husband and a dad at the same time. And I just feel it is more beneficial to just take that time, know how to live with this guy, what he likes, what he doesn't like, and he knows how to live with this girl. You have those moments, my silent treatment, Shani for a week, we know how to work through that, so that by the time you're adding another person, this one is working. Because you remember, at the end of the day, really the foundation of the family is going to be the relationship between the husband and the wife. Now, if that one is
broken,
whoever else you bring is really going to suffer. Yeah. So we really were like, we need to take time to just get to know each other. Yeah. So, and also have fun, because once the kids come, now we look back and we're like, oh my gosh, remember when we used to go to like Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was so fun.
Yeah.
Oh man, I miss those days. And you have 4 children here. Mama, Daddy. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad we took that time. Because now those are really fond memories.
Those are, wow. Yeah. So motherhood changes everything.
Yes. Yeah, and it's important to be ready for it. It's important to know, because also it's another thing, like we go to university for four whole years to learn about a career, but we don't really invest the time to learn about marriage, to learn about motherhood, and we're going to do it forever. At least your career, you will retire one day, but you're going to be a mom forever. So I just feel that it's important. We really took the time to also prepare for parenthood.
Yes.
And now when the kids came, they came.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Non-stop.
They came non-stop.
How did you prepare for parenthood?
We talk to people.
Yeah.
Parents we admire, because thank goodness, it's very important who you surround yourself with. We are surrounded by thriving families. I mean, we have surrounded ourselves with families that are thriving, kids who are amazing, parents who love each other and everything. So we would talk to them before we got our first baby. We would read books. What do we want for these kids? How do you put kids on a schedule? I'm a big scheduler myself. And so when the kids came, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard because we were prepared. And the kids were on a schedule. So we really did not, I know some parents struggle, and kids are very different. But for us, we felt like because we put them on a schedule, like your baby wakes up at this time, you feed them, and then
they sleep at this time.
Yeah. And then they wake up at this time, you give them this, like that.
Yeah.
So honestly, by the time our kids were like 6 months, they would sleep from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., which was very good, because then the parents would be well rested. And then, because sometimes the exhaustion of new kids really it causes a lot of problems even with the couple.
Yeah.
So it was easy for us.
So your kid could sleep from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
By the time they were 6 months.
How do we put them on a schedule? Like, is it that?
This is our conversation.
No, I want this for the parents watching. Like, how do I put my kids in a...
Well, my friend introduced me to what we were calling the Gina Ford method. There's a UK lady in Gina Ford. Yeah. She's called Gina Ford. She's in UK.
Yeah.
So she's come up with, I think she used to take care of kids. She used to be a nanny for the longest time. So she has books. And she would tell you, from the time your baby is like 2 weeks to 1 month old, that's when you start training them. So your baby wakes up at 7, you feed them, you do this, you bathe them, they take a nap at 10. So it's really hard for me to line it all out. But all I can say is when you follow like the Gina Ford or whichever method, there are other people who've come up with other methods, but I use the Gina Ford method. And so when you follow that from the time like the baby is 1 month, by the time the baby is 6 months, what will happen is she reduces over time the amount of hours the baby sleeps during the day.
Yes.
And compensates for that at night. And then also she increases the amount that the kid feeds on during the day, whether it's milk or formula or whatever, and reduces the night feeding.
Yes.
So by the time the baby is 6 months, you have given the baby food, and then now you have been weaned.
Yes.
So now the baby sleeps very little during the day, but most of their rest hours happen at night.
Okay.
So over time, just fine. Boop, baby's sleeping.
Baby's sleeping.
Yeah.
Did you, what were the effects of being a first-time mom for you? Did you struggle with anything?
Yes.
Some people struggle with postpartum. What were the changes for you?
I think for me, I had baby blues. I wouldn't call it depression per se, but first of all, I thought it was going to be natural because I had done everything right. Like I was very active during my pregnancy, and I would walk for hours, and guys would be like, "Oh my gosh, you're so active. Your labor is going to be like 2 hours," and the baby pops out.
Yes.
Unfortunately, our firstborn went into distress because he was like 10 days late, and I had to do a CS, and I was so unprepared. And then, so by the time I was going home, I felt like I had failed. Because, sometimes us women, we make it sound like if you don't give birth naturally, if you don't breastfeed for 6 months, if you don't, then you're failing as a mom.
Yeah.
So at that point, I didn't know what I know now. So I was very sad. I went for the longest time. And I think also with the hormones and everything. So that's what affected me. And then after like my baby was like 1 month old, my milk just disappeared. I didn't have any milk. Then I had to give formula. I'm like, I'm the worst mom in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was quite tough for me. But my husband is a rock, man. He just helped me. He was there for me. He would make sure he took all the night feeding while the baby was feeding at night.
Yes.
And he was awesome.
Really?
It wasn't that hard. It could have been worse. Let me say it could have been worse had
Yes.
I not had as supportive a partner as I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So kudos.
Yes.
God. You feel like that period is very important in a woman's life. The moment you give birth,
Yeah.
the support you're getting from your spouse,
Yes.
that must be very
Oh
important.
yeah, very, very true. It's hard. It's hard. Your body has just gone through this thing. You cannot even describe what your body has gone through because it's been gone through like crazy things. And then your hormones are just all over the place. And then you have this child who cries all the time, and then you cannot sleep. So having a supportive partner at that point is priceless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is what you ordered what was received in your marriage?
Oh.
Is that what was delivered?
No. It's like 1,000,000 times more.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Oh my
Wow.
gosh, yes.
I think that's the first time I've heard that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started. He is honestly more than I could have asked, dreamt, thought, or even imagined. Yeah.
How different was it?
Well,
what stands out?
My husband is solid. I don't know how to explain. He is just solid. I can count on him in any situation. Like on Monday, I was just throwing the biggest fit because things are not going the way I wanted them to go in some particular area of our lives.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I thought things would be different. Oh my goodness. And I was like panicky. And he was just like, you know what? Let's talk. How exactly are you feeling? How can we solve this? Let's talk about it. And he just calms me down. He helps me to just, I've got you, come, it's going to be okay. God is working it all out. How can I help you? And I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect the solidness of him.
The presence.
The not being unfazed. Because me, I'm very emotional. And God knows what I needed.
Yes.
God needed someone who will tell me, okay, just
calm down.
Let's discuss this. Let's find a solution. And also without making me feel bad that I am feeling the way I'm feeling. You're being so dramatic. It's just, and I love you just the way you are, but let's talk about it. We'll find a solution. Don't worry. I mean, I appreciate and I validate how you're feeling, but let's find a solution.
Okay.
That is amazing. And when I look throughout the years we've been married, things have happened. I'm up, I'm down, I'm scared, I'm happy, I'm all that. But under all that, there's this straight line of my husband just holding me down and just holding the fort down, holding the children down, holding everyone down. And so he's amazing. And of course, I try to also support him because it's not easy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a conversation we've been having on the platform, especially matters leadership and submissiveness, right? So how do you submit to him? How does your household work? How do you submit to him and how does he lead you?
I find it is very easy to submit when you have a good leader. So you don't struggle. I don't struggle because he leads us in such a trusted and steady way. Like, this is where we are going. Like, we have family goals, we have marriage goals, we have goals in every area. And we are very intentional about writing down our goals, even for the year: spiritual, financial, family, with kids, with business, with YouTube, everything. And then now we are like, okay, this is where we want to go. So now let's talk, let's have a meeting. This is where we're going. And not even just having the plan in his head, even just how he is leading you without bashing, just being constant and steady. And so I feel that because I can trust him to lead us in the right direction, then I don't struggle submitting. I do not struggle even just saying, okay. And he says this, by the way, he says every time we get paid, because I'm fully employed, he does business.
Yes.
But every time I get that SMS from the bank, I've been paid, I always tell him, honey, this is how much you've been paid. I even send him the message from the bank. And then we sit and we plan. And then he'll be like, okay, this is how much we made with business. Let's sit and let's plan. So I don't struggle with that because I know that whatever decisions he's making for our finances, which we make together, are leading us in the right way. They're leading us in the right direction. So yeah, yeah, that's what I would say about leadership and submission.
Okay.
That both the husband and the wife have to work on their part. I mean, the wife has to know that they can submit, but also the husband has to be someone who is easy to submit to, because you have to show that you have your stuff together. So I don't worry about giving you like all the money I have made this month. I'm not worried that you're going to go and splurge it and do things that we didn't agree, or you just do your own things. So yeah, it's very important that, and also, of course, the fact that he himself is submitted to Christ makes it so much easier for me to submit to him.
Wow.
Yeah, because we know that apart from him being the head of our home, my husband, Christ is the head over everything. So it's so much easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
From your observation, what is killing marriages today?
Wow. That's a deep one. I feel mostly, if I was to pick one thing, I feel it's selfishness. Yeah. Selfishness on both parties. And like, the man doesn't want to be asked. He doesn't want to be questioned. Like, maybe he wants to do things that he wants to do them. I don't have to answer to you. You're not my mother. You know, whatever. So he can do whatever without his wife asking, hey, by the way, how are things going? Why did you do this? And also the lady also wants to do whatever and have her life, have her own money, and then we share the husband.
Yes.
It's just a lot of being self-centered and not really, you have to die to self, really. And if both people are willing, okay, let me recognize that you also have needs. Let me also go out of my way to make sure you're comfortable. And then now the wife does the same thing. It works so well. But now when everybody's me, what I want, it's not going to work. It isn't. But those are the times we live in. Men, the Bible says in the end times, men are going to be lovers of self. And we can see that in every way, and especially in marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that would make you say, I love marriage, this is it, it's amazing, but I can't stay here anymore? Because you said hard. You said your mom taught you how to stay even when it's hard, right? But sometimes things are so intense that you have to decide, I love this foundation, I love what we built, but I can't stay here. For you, what would be a deal breaker?
The first thing would be physical abuse.
Okay.
Like if I feel like I'm in danger, or my children are in danger, or alternatively, if the husband feels he's in danger, because nowadays I'm very keen to just tell people women are just
the
as
ones
bad.
Who are being abused.
They are just as bad as men sometimes.
Yes.
You know?
No,
so if the man
true
feels that he's in danger or his children are in danger, please leave. Wacha tuongeange when we are both safe. You know. Instead of saying now we're reading stories in the paper, I don't know who did what, and they're like, and they used to argue and fight every day. Why didn't they, just let's be solving this thing when we are both like, and separate. Especially when you're going to touch somebody's safety and well-being. That's not good. Yeah.
Let's do that when we are separate. But do you guys disagree? Do you have moments where you feel like, I don't want to see you, he doesn't want to see you? Do you have those moments in your marriage? And most importantly, how do you handle those moments?
Yes, we do. There used to be more when we were initially married until now. I think over time we've gotten better at communicating. So what we would do is initially it would be like silent treatment. Then we're like, silent treatment doesn't help nobody. They didn't get married to be quiet. So, and then we just learn how to talk, how to communicate. So yeah, those times are there, but just working on your communication. And also one thing that really, really helped me personally is to always remind myself that I married a good man. And him reminding himself he married a good woman. So there's no way this good man that I married, because I know he's a good man because he was a good man when I married him.
I love that.
There's no way he woke up and decided today he's going to mess my day. No, that's not possible. So there could be maybe I'm misunderstanding his intentions, or maybe he's misunderstanding, or maybe there's some communication, or maybe a mistake happened, but that does not make him a bad man. It just makes him a good man who made a mistake.
I love that.
Yeah, or it makes me a good woman who made a mistake.
Yes.
And forgiveness is key. So I think when now, over time, we are able to diffuse the situation faster. So then disagreements will happen, but now because we know how to deal with it, Tunaisova haraka sana.
Unaisova haraka.
Tukiendanga.
I think they say the darker the berry, the sweeter,
the
the juice,
yeah.
you know, and the more something is deep, ukiwa deep rooted, ukitoa. So I think the more years you spend with someone, the more they get to understand you.
Yes.
But back on motherhood and back on being a wife, I've read a few comments where people have said, I lost myself in motherhood. I lost myself in wifely duties.
Yeah.
I forgot who I am, right? How have you been able to maneuver wife duties, motherhood, and still this brand that you are right now?
I feel that maybe when people say that, maybe they came into it with the wrong intentions. Because when you say you lost yourself, I feel like you maybe didn't understand that your life was going to change. And then prepare for that. Your motherhood is going to change your life. If you are a good mom, and everybody wants to be a good mom, unless you just want to give birth to a baby and then forget them and go ahead. No. But if you want to be a good mom, it is going to change your life. But I felt that the way I haven't lost it is, first of all, to accept that, yes, life has changed, but also I have time for myself, and I have things that I do that are just, like the channel is it's how I feel like I fulfill my purpose for me. I feel like I have such a passion for women and for motherhood and for homes. And so that one, I feel like I'm doing it for me. So there's what I do for my kids. There's what I do for my husband. There's what I do for money because I have a job.
Yes.
But then there's also this thing that I do that I feel like it fulfills me as a person. And I think if moms were to do, maybe get just something that it doesn't have to be even a business, maybe a hobby or something that makes you happy, then I feel it will be easier. Because you cannot pour from an empty cup. Also filling yourself with the right things and surrounding yourself with the right friends who also value marriage, not guys who are telling you, let's go for a whole weekend, leave your children. Nothing wrong with that. But you do that in an atmosphere of knowing that we value the children, but let's, it's just surrounding yourself with the right people, I feel.
So you're of the opinion, if someone is married, they need to be very careful on taking advice from people who are not married.
1000%. I've seen many marriages destroyed by people listening to the wrong people. You know, those guys are like, me aziniongelesha hivo. You're like, and so you listen to that person and you go do what she's telling you to do. And maybe one, she's not married, or two, she's miserable. It's like taking financial advice from a broke person.
Or from a con man.
You see, you have got to know who you're listening to. And misery loves company.
Yeah.
So if someone is unhappy, they're most likely, and just, to give you the wrong reasons. Because, why are you happily married? I want us to suffer together.
What if my friends are single?
Yes. What about them?
If I'm in marriage and maybe we are like 6 of us, and in that place I'm the only one who is married.
Then I wouldn't take marriage advice from them. Yeah. I feel that you would need to. Again, it's like taking financial advice. No, it's not like they cannot give you advice, but they can give you advice maybe in other areas. But when it comes to marriage, I feel personally, I feel like I would want to get that from someone whose marriage I admire. You tell me, what are you doing? If this was you, or have you ever been in such a situation? Now, you see, you can't ask your single friend, have you ever been in a situation where your husband did, how did you respond? Because they can't tell you. But if you look at someone whose marriage you think is thriving and is working, and who is open to being vulnerable with you, then you can ask them. But I'm not saying ditch all your single
friends. Yes.
Please, I am not. Don't come for me, people.
Yes.
All I'm saying is, know where to get your advice from.
Okay, let's talk about fitness.
Yes.
Girl, you're like, I'm a mom of 4. Me, I am a mother of upcoming people. I'm like, by the time I get to be called, Lynn Ngugi is a mom of 4. Hey! I don't know, but anyways, I just like applauding people when I see beautiful things.
No,
4 kids looking this beautiful. Girl, spill.
I have always loved working out.
Yes.
Since even before I got married.
Okay.
So I work out. I love food. I feel like if I didn't love food as much as I do,
and that is,
I would look a lot better than
that is what I don't get. Suzy, you eat and you cook too much.
I know.
Right? Kwani, what did we do? Me, I can stay the whole day. Ama, it's a metabolism issue. I think so.
Yeah.
But you know, you are a foodie, you love your food.
Yes.
And then you just look like...
Imagine if you would ask me, I don't think I look as good as you would think. I am struggling.
With what?
With me.
Which part?
So bad.
He's not telling you.
No,
You are
he
good.
tells me, but I don't believe him.
Enyewe basi, we are good. Everyone in life is struggling with something. We are good, my people. We are good. Breathe in. Let's breathe in. So looking like this.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, if I just lost like 8 more kilos, I would be perfect. And they have refused to go.
Because they are not supposed to go. Go where?
I don't know.
No, you are gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. You're so nice.
I know. But jokes aside, you are so intentional and deliberate about, you know, the food, working out. How has that helped your mindset?
It helps me to feel good about myself. It does. I feel, and I have energy, because people are always asking me, where do you get the energy from? I mean, I work out and I don't eat right. I try, but mostly it's the working out. For me, I feel so. And I'm just working on being a bit more consistent.
Yes.
But yeah. Working out.
Oh yeah? No, we were just saying you look amazing. Like, good, please. If those 8 kilos decide to be loosed or not, you
I'm
are
okay.
You are okay. You are our future. You are our goals. You are our body goals. But when I started this conversation, you seemed cozy with your person in that photo. You seemed like you guys were enjoying some you time.
Yeah.
For parents who have 4 little ones, there 4 kids to look after. How do you create your youth time? How do you keep the fire burning in your relationship?
Oh, we're very intentional. Oh, yes. And also comes back to kids having a schedule. So they're asleep by like 8 p.m. latest. Like, and then it's our time, you know? And then also we do our date nights. Right now it's maybe once or twice a month. And then we attend a marriage conference. Oh, we guard that with everything. Every year. Yes, every year.
How?
Yeah, every year we go and we dive into our marriage, what is working, what is not working. We have guys who are teaching us about marriage, and it really, really helps. And then also, we just like to have fun. We have fun. We laugh a lot. I think we're each other's best friends, so we enjoy hanging out with each other. We work a lot together. So yeah, we like to have fun and hang out also with other couples, and we just like to have fun. Yeah.
Watch out who your circle is. But back to motherhood, there's a question I wanted to ask. Sorry, I forgot during that part. They say, for like a first-time mom, once I get my kid, I want to be so connected with my kid, I forget my husband. How did you balance being a first-time mom, a wife, a friend? How did you balance that? And what would you tell other first-time moms or moms to be?
Well, initially I was a bit extra. I was like, because I was doing the Gina Ford method, everything I used to tell my husband, the book says the baby should be asleep by 8. The book says, and till my husband was like, forget the book, you know? So it's good to be also flexible, and also to involve like your husband in the taking care of the child. And also now when you do put your baby to sleep, or when they're sleeping and resting, or we have help now, thank goodness we have help in Kenya. It's very important to now take that time to just reconnect, even if it's just for 5 minutes. How are you doing? How are things going? Or you don't even have to talk, just sleep, rest. Both of you rest, so that you're both well rested, and then you won't be so like easy to get upset with each other because you're super tired and sleep deprived and everything. So that's how I sort of made time for that. And also for my friends, it's sort of like you really have to be very intentional. Thank God for the digital age, because sometimes you may not be able to meet physically, but just talking and checking on someone, how are you doing and all that, really, really helped. But also once in a while, just meeting and just laughing about marriage and or baby or whatever.
Okay, so you guys, you're still in love the same way you are, or it's now much more?
It's much more. And it's better. It's better in the sense of, you know, then we were in love because we've just met, and then the butterflies and everything. Now this is a love of I've known you for 11 years. I'd rather be married for 11 years. I've seen you at your lowest. I've seen you at your best.
Yes.
I really, really feel like I really know you, but I really, really love you. Now I really know you, and the you that I know, I really love that you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Yeah.
Are you guys friends?
Yes. He's my best friend, hands down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like if anything happens to me, or even if I see anything funny, like I want to show him, like, look at this thing, then we will laugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. That's nice.
But I also encourage him having guy friends, and me, I have my own girlfriends.
Yes.
And yeah, that really helps
enda
too.
chama kidogo. Yeah, anaweza enda football kidogo.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
wacheze PS.
Yes.
How men still play PS? Like, I don't know. What? Yes, you see. You know what? Either waendeshe gari kwa matope,
Yeah.
waende road trip, gari irudi ikiwa na matope, ama they just gather and play
Those
PS.
are young men, Lynn.
No, they are not. Does Edgar look young?
Yeah, that's a young man.
Oh, he's not young. Hey, Edgar is young.
Yeah.
Hey!
That's a young man.
No.
Edgar, do you have a family? You see? He has time.
Kwani men
He
who
has
have
time
family should not play PS?
No, but they don't have time. They go for walks with other men, and then they talk. Wanaenda nakula nyama.
What if their work version is the PS version? You've not seen men sit and watch football even together.
Okay, football, yes.
Kwani difference ya football na PS ni gani?
Na PS ikiwa ya watu.
Shinda hapo. Ile siku utaona hapa you are happy amekwambia naenda kucheza PS. You are me na kuchanua. The day he tells you there is this PS5 imetokea.
That is true, especially once our kids start playing video games.
Yes, he will be there, he'll get involved, and then it will get into his head, and then he will meet Baba Nani, they start playing. You just wait.
Oh my gosh.
That will shock you.
Yes, I will
That will shock you, you know.
Sure.
For sure. Ama wanaenda road trips, you know. You know, there's a series I just watched. How do men take big cars? They identify place iko na matope, and that is all they want
That's
to do the whole day.
Levy. It's a boy child. Boy, since wakiwa watoto, ni kitu maybe.
And then you as a woman, you're there. He's cheating.
Your mind has gone 10,000.
Your mind is in Timbuktu. And if you imagine where this
kwa matope
you know what I'm kwa pia. You know, yeah, but we are overthinkers. Okay, people are different. Are you an overthinker?
No.
Yeah.
Or rather, I'm able to catch myself.
Yes.
Quickly.
I love that.
Because I had someone say, the devil is really good at having conversations with us in our minds.
Yes, he is.
Atakuja atakwambia.
Yes.
Oh, he must be. And it's very important to be able to catch yourself and say, I will not listen to these voices.
Yes, usikubali.
Yeah.
Usikuela. But I think it's a lot of awareness. Hey, that is something I've had to do over the years.
Yeah.
Now I catch myself. Like,
yes.
Not today, Satan. We are not today. But
exactly.
for the people that are watching you, and right now they have lost hope in marriage. From your experience, what are some of the 4 things that you would leave them with that makes a marriage successful?
One is that to just know that marriage works. I think once you know that, it helps you to have hope that if marriage works, then mine can work. Okay? Number 2 is to know that it takes 2. I don't think we live in those times where we used to say, oh, if one person, because every person has to play their part. You know, you cannot play your husband's role and he cannot play your role. So I think it's very important to know that it takes 2 people to make it or to break it. Very key. And also number 3 is feed yourself the right things. Like in the sense of look out who you're listening to, what you're watching, even watching on TV. I'm very categorical because I'm not going to be there watching things that make me root for the other woman. You know, oh yeah, she's nice, oh the wife is bad. I mean, what am I feeding myself, you know? So I just feel like just what I feed myself, the friends I surround myself with, the things I listen to will really affect how my marriage goes. And not just negatively, but even if I am intentional on just feeding myself on the right things, it's going to affect my mindset, and that's going to affect how I approach marriage. And lastly, it is no shame to get help. Get help. Get help wherever you can get help, as long as it is helpful help.
Yes.
Help that is going to help you.
Yeah.
Whether you're going for counseling, whether you're talking to like your pastors or your spiritual authority, whether you're talking to an older couple that you both know and trust, get help. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. You're not the first couple to get married. People have been getting married all along, and they have gone through difficulties, and they have solved those difficulties. And success leaves clues. If this person went through this and this is what they did and they overcame it, then
you can
you
too.
can.
You can too.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm glad I've remembered. How is your relationship with the in-laws, both sides? Because I think also in-laws contribute a lot to either sometimes a marriage will work or it will break.
Yes.
How is yours with your in-laws, and are there any boundaries that you guys have set in place?
Yes, our relationship is very good because it's also one of the things we discussed before we got married. I'm telling you, we are very intentional.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, how are we going to deal with in-laws? So we were like, it's important to have boundaries. We love them. I have amazing in-laws. He has amazing in-laws because my family is amazing as well. But I think it is very important to establish yourself as a unit. This is now our family and it comes first. So whatever we decide concerning the in-laws should not be anything that's going to be at the detriment of what we have between my husband and I, because at the end of the day, sisi ndo tunabaki kwa hiyo nyumba, the two of us. You're not here when we are fighting or when we are arguing. You're there safely in your own home. So whether it comes to money that you send home, or somebody's telling you, oh, Suzy, come stay with this cousin, Suzy who, then other one wants, oh, don't stay with that cousin and all that. I think it is very important to just have boundaries and to protect each other. Like, this is my family, but but this is my husband, okay? So I make sure I protect my husband in case anyone wants to whatever.
Attack.
Yeah.
Wendi uko kushinda ukimsengenya.
Yeah, that would be so wrong.
Yeah. They never see him the same way again.
Exactly. And then you guys will reconcile, alafu watabaki kama wamemchukia. Yeah. So I think it's very, very important to protect each other. And it reminded me, bad-mouthing. Please, I tell people, don't badmouth your person. Don't. Whether it's with your friends, whether it's with your family. Don't. If someone has done something wrong, tell someone who can help.
Yes. And
both of you agree, but then we are struggling with this thing. Like, we have had to talk to people a couple of times because we couldn't come with a solution. We're like, okay, I think we can go talk to these people. And we go, both of us. So, by the way, this and this and this, able to ambieni. But not at now you go start saying, oh, he did. He's not there to defend himself, I think it's so important for, especially, I think as women, we really struggle with that.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah. Area to endo muongeleshe. Mkae hapo
muongeleshe. Hapo na your friends.
Usiende kumsengenya. No, me, I'm also into that, like, honestly. Yeah, but you are such a vibe, You are a vibe, but I can't let you go before I touch on content creation.
Yes.
Your followers are amazing.
Really? You think
see
so?
the comments.
You
don't believe so?
No, I love them.
I'm one of those.
I have the best community.
How do you feel knowing that they just love you organically? And because I'm one of those people who have seen your channel grow, and I know a lot of times content creators struggle with consistency and discipline. What would you want to say around those areas, and what do you want to say to the people that support your work?
First of all, I love my followers.
Yes.
I feel like I have like an army of friends. Like, we meet, we hug. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to meet you. I get excited to meet them because I just feel, in this day and age, we are all so busy. By the time someone is taking that 20 minutes every week to watch your stuff,
content.
You kwanza, it's 1 hour, 20, 30 minutes.
2 hours, 47.
We love you.
Thank you.
It's not something to take lightly. And then also just the feedback. Or, someone is saying, I've stopped buying yogurt, or my home is now in order. I'm now at peace in my house. That gives me so much joy because then I know that we are fulfilling our dream of just building an army of families that are working, families that are happy, families, Yeah, so I love them. When it comes to content creation for us, we have been, Also very intentional.
Yes.
Because we were like, we want to build something that is going to last.
Yes.
And something that is going to add value. Our biggest thing is value.
Yes.
So we are very keen on whatever we do.
Yeah.
It should be something that's helping
Yes.
whoever is watching. So it has to be less about me and more about how can I assist you. And that's what I tell people.
Yeah.
Like, please, when you're making this content, think about whoever is watching and try and help them even if you just make them laugh.
Yes.
I mean, we have amazing content creators who just make us laugh.
Yes.
But that is their goal. And by watching that and laughing for 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes, I have relieved my stress. So you always have to be adding value to whoever is watching.
I love that.
And we're just hoping to start even a new channel just to help a channel solely for helping content creators.
Yes.
So guys, look out for that. It's going to be amazing.
Okay, good.
And because we get asked a lot of these questions and we just feel it's easier to address them through another channel.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that.
I love that, but before I let you go, Muga hebu songa hivi mtu aone their person vizuri. Since he's here supporting you and looking at you like that, what would you want him to know?
Oh my gosh, you're the best. I love you. I would marry you 10,000 times over and over again. I would, honestly. And thank you for being you. Wewe ngoja tu.
I got that too. Yes.
Yeah.
You would marry him
over and let me tell you, Lynn. Now this is from me to you. The person God has for you is going to be worth the wait.
Amen.
It's going to be worth the wait. You know?
Yes.
The Bible says no good thing shall he withhold from those who love him.
Amen.
Okay?
Amen.
And I always used to feel like, oh my gosh, I had all these crushes on all those boys. And when I was young, I'm like, oh my gosh, why doesn't he love me? But this verse helped me to know that no good thing shall he withhold from you.
Good.
So if he withdraws something and you think
was
that's
not for
something,
you.
and if you thought that something was good,
Yes.
and God is telling you this thing is not good, can you imagine the goodness he has in store for you?
Amen,
It is
amen.
unbelievable.
Yes.
And I am a living witness. Now me, I look and I'm like, my gosh, Yani, I would have missed on this.
Yes.
I'm like,
Going for tall, dark, and handsome.
Tall, dark, and for who? Okay, honey, you're tall, dark, and handsome.
No, nasema like the general
Yeah,
whatever.
I know what you mean.
Yes, now 6 packs. And,
You know?
Yes.
Where?
Yeah. But preferences though.
Preference is Zico. But
you would have missed on a good thing.
Yeah.
You would have missed on a good thing.
Yeah. Basically, all I'm saying is God knows the desires of your heart.
Yes.
He knows the desires of our hearts.
Yeah.
And he is able to give us exceeding abundantly more than we can ask of him.
Amen.
Yeah.
And we are unapologetic about successful
Zero
marriages.
chills. No, you people need to know. I'm shouting from the rooftops. Marriage works. And I will say I am married to a good man. Because I've had women tell you, you can't say that your husband is good. All men are the same. No, please, no, all men are not the same. Me, I have a good one. And God did not just create one. He's created many. So yeah.
Wait for yours.
Wait for yours.
We unapologetically. Watu nawataka
apologies.
mupendwe hivi, my people, so that you can shout from the rooftop that you have a good man.
Yes.
And they can also shout from the rooftop that they have good women.
Yes.
We are rebuilding one step at a time.
Oh yeah.
One step at a time.
Yes, girl.
Anything you want us to touch on that you feel like we left out of the conversation, feel free.
No, I feel like I am all just we have talked so nicely.
We are good.
Yeah,
Keep blossoming, even in your art, in the creative industry, in marriage, in friendships, in your career, in your body goals. Just keep thriving, keep inspiring people, keep showing people that it's okay to be proud of what you have. It's good for people to come and talk about these stories so that if someone felt maybe shy to talk about their marriage, they can get the confidence to start appreciating the things they have.
Yeah.
But for the people who are watching, I know I mentioned your YouTube channel at the beginning. Where else can they find you?
Yes, you can also find me on Instagram
Yes.
at Suzy's Homestead.
Yes.
And from tomorrow, you can also find me on a channel called Creator Mentors,
I
which
love
we are
that.
starting tomorrow.
I love that.
We're looking to mentor other creators.
I love that.
Yes.
Yes.
That's where I'm most active. I'm also on TikTok, but not so active.
Wewe ingia, sisi tunachekanga
Ni mko?
TikTok. I love TikTok. I love TikTok. Me, I love
was a
TikTok.
bit iffy because I'm like,
It's
everybody
nice.
says that TikTok wastes time. I'm like, I know what
No,
to waste my time.
it's also intentional,
nice,
being
yeah,
intentional
yeah.
about how long you. I mean, I go there to laugh, and I
Yeah,
laugh,
it is
and I think like it
true.
recommends the things that you are
That you
watching.
like,
So every time I go there,
yeah.
you should see me and my baby sister. All we do is forward each other these videos. We don't even talk kawaida.
Yeah.
But when it's TikTok, every day we are forwarding funny videos.
Yeah.
So for me, just to say thank you so much for coming in,
Yeah.
for stopping by.
Yeah.
One day I said I'll come, make a cameo appearance on your channel.
I would love that.
I will come. I will come.
Yes.
I'll come eat all the food there is, you know. And I'm just wishing you all the best, as I said. Continue thriving, continue existing unapologetically. Don't let anyone, you know, shrink, make you shrink, make you stop talking about things that matter. May you continue thriving and may you continue succeeding while you're at it. Sawa sawa.
Thank you
Tumalize.
for having me.
Yes, ambia watu wangu bye.
Bye guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for following Lynn. Thank you for watching all her videos. We are learning, we are growing. I love this channel.
Yes.
I love the human stories. I love Lynn. Please take her to 1 million subscribers. I mean, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed,
Please do so.
We are getting to 1 million. This chick
Please.
is changing lives.
I appreciate it.
And we love her. And thank you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. From one creative to another. Asante sana. And I know your story has blessed people. And you guys on the comment section, I want you to tell me what your take home is. I want you to talk to me about the people you are surrounding yourself with. I want you to tell me what it is that you've learned from today's conversation. Do that on the comment section. And of course, I might not DM you the way I DM'd Suzy to share her story, but if you want to share your story, info@lnn.digital or lynn.ngugi@lnn.digital. That's where you can be able to find me. Thank you to my incredible team, Edgar Scholar leo amenikana, so sorry. Thank you to my incredible team, Edgar, Muga, Kelvin and Sam, for compiling this episode and making sure it reaches you guys right on time. Wacha Scholar kule kiburi yake. Hope I'll get to see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Continue thriving, continue living unapologetically, and let's continue rebuilding one story at a time. Bye-bye. Let's do it.